So to be honest, 1 out of 2 Americans have never ate peach cobbler.
Did you just Google search that? Did you just?
No, because you're American. I'm American. 1 out of 2. You like statistics? You like that, did you?
That's terrible.
That is statistical talk.
This is the problem with having a podcast on our own. It's just we're like, we're just gonna try the statistic. You like this? You like it? I don't. Okay, so that means that half of America doesn't like it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another episode of the Nap Bros podcast. And as always, well, most of the time, I am joined by my beautiful, lovely co-host, Andrew. So we are changing things up. We're done talking about football. Our last podcast was about cancel culture, so if you want to go back and check that out, there's going to be a link, especially if you're on YouTube. I'll link that up somewhere around here because I have that ability to do that somewhere in the upper regions. Anyway, today we're going to get into some Ask Reddits because apparently that's one of the cool things to do. That's what all the cool YouTubers are doing, and so we're going to actually have a series of Ask Reddits that we're going to do just because that'll kind of harness some conversation. But today's Ask Reddit is going to be a little lighthearted. So, without any further ado, the first Ask Reddit we're going to answer today is, what do you consider to be a cultural food? I'm sorry. Okay. We'll say the. What do you consider to be the cultural food of the United States or a cultural food?
Sweet tea.
Like, are you talking like Southern sweet tea, or are you talking like Texas sweet tea?
Southern sweet tea.
Southern sweet tea. Okay, because Texas sweet tea is like even sweeter than sweet tea.
It's like a culture thing within a culture, you know.
I could go with that. Yeah, especially in the South like that. But that's more of like a Southern thing, period. Like you don't necessarily see that with the Northerners and stuff like that. Apple pie, I would say, apple pie is one of those where when you come to America or if you're a foreigner going to America, apple pie is probably one of the things that you hear about. And hot dogs, like baseball stadium style hot dogs, like the big ones, like the jumbo dogs and stuff like that, like ones that make you or the really long ones, like either the thicker ones or the really long ones. I think those are staples for American food or state or like United States food.
So I would say the top. Well, I was thinking like number one, of course, is like cereal. We have a big cereal collection, and we just get into cereal all by itself. But like cereal was one. A whole like it wouldn't just be like one type of food. Like a barbecue is another type that's American. I feel like.
Yep.
And then I don't know. Like I said, the whole tea scenario. I mean, everybody drinks tea, but America drinks cold tea. Ooh, cold coffee.
Or just coffee as a whole. But
Yeah.
but that's more of like a cultural drink. So kind of like that's actually come to think about that. Yeah, I didn't even think about sweet tea. Yeah, sweet tea is more of a cultural drink. Like,
Well, of course it is.
yeah, we gotta go food. We gotta go food. So we're supposed to be talking about is food. So some of the other things. So, and we talked about this before we recorded. One of the things that many of my students here in China believe is the cultural food of America is, of course, hamburgers. Now, really quick, something interesting, something fascinating about that. They say hamburgers, but they don't mean hamburgers in the sense that you and I know hamburgers. Like when we think hamburgers, we think like beef, like ground beef that's been fried up or grilled up and then thrown onto a bun. That is a part of what they think about with hamburgers. However, they also think that chicken sandwiches are hamburgers. Like if you come to China, like and you do the Chinese translation of what a chicken sandwich is, like they call like a chicken sandwich, they call it like jiro hanbao. Hanbao is the transliteration of like hamburger. Okay? And so if you go to like for instance, Burger King is hanbao wang, which is just hamburger and then king, translated into it. And so, but if you go there, you can get a chicken sandwich, but it's called a hamburger. And so, in their minds, I think pretty much any kind of like fried sandwich or any kind of like sandwich you can get from a like fast food place would classify as a cultural food from the United States. And so they're like hamburgers. Because like I've talked with them about it, and I'm like, guys, like I feel like the cultural food in China through and through, and maybe most of Asia, but definitely China, is rice. Like rice is everywhere. Like you generally have to have at least a bowl of rice or a porridge in the morning that's mainly made of rice, and you've got to have that for your meals. And so, again, it's not absolutely necessary, but generally, that's the way it is with most food times. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you generally will have some form of rice.
Yeah, I would say hash browns, baby. I don't know where that started.
You mean like more like a potato, right?
Yeah, like any kind of potato, fried, baked, hash, scalloped.
I will say that like especially being here in China, like they don't really do mashed potatoes very often. They don't do them hardly at all. They do have French fries. They have this way of cooking them that's like thin sliced and then fried. But we don't have that in the States. But yeah, pretty much they don't do baked potatoes here. They don't do, trying to think of other things. They definitely don't do potato salad here. That's a for sure thing.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
potato salad and tuna salad and
yep.
putting raisins in their stupid salad.
Oh, gross, bro! What are you doing? You don't put raisins in that. What is that? What are you doing?
Somebody does.
Yeah, those are weirdos is what it is.
Mayonnaise, Miracle Whip. That's American culture.
Some of the ones that the Redditors stated, they were talking about like peach cobbler.
Never had it.
Have you? Wait. You've never had peach cobbler?
Never had it.
Are you? I'm pretty sure when we were younger, you ate peach cobbler along with.
So to be honest, 1 out of 2 Americans have never ate peach cobbler.
Did you just Google search that? Did you just?
No, because you're American. I'm American. 1 out of 2. You like statistics? You like that, didn't you?
That is terrible. Statistic.
That is statistical talk.
This is the problem with having a podcast on our own. It's just we're like, you know what? We're just gonna throw out a statistic. Do you like this? You like it? I don't. Okay, so that means that half of America doesn't like it. No.
I said 1 in every 2 Americans,
which is half of America. That's 1 in 2 Americans is half. Do you know how statistics work, bro?
That is true. It is 50%.
Right.
But at the same time, nobody was just talking about America. I said Americans, you know.
Americans. They said, what do you mean not America? That's what we're talking about. We're only talking about food in America.
America's North and South America.
I think you've had peach cobbler. I just don't think you remember, because I remember having peach cobbler when we were younger. Another one that some of them said was pumpkin pie. Now the only challenge with pumpkin pie is like I've heard some black comedians talk about how they don't eat pumpkin pie. Like that's not something that they do. Like they're much more into sweet potato pie, right? And yams and those types of things. And so pumpkin pie is not really something that they partake in. And so could it be a cultural food? Sure. Is it common in other places? Probably not. But it's not like I would say, because the thing is, like, when you're thinking about like cultural foods, you got to think, like, in my mind, where most of the American population, regardless of race, regardless of culture, most of them will at least partake in some form of this type of food. Not saying that every American has to eat this food at some point in time, but that mindset of a majority. Another one said peanut butter and jelly. I think that is actually a fantastic option. because growing up, peanut butter and jellies, and actually with peanut butter and jellies, I don't know why I said peanut butter and jellies, but with peanut butter and jelly, another thing that I thought too was like mac and cheese. Like macaroni and cheese, I feel like is an American cultural food through and through. Like because like anytime I can get that kind of thing, and also deviled eggs, because it's like anytime I get like mac and cheese here in China or deviled eggs, I feel like I'm back home. Like it feels like, oh, okay, this is comfort food for me. Like this is good stuff.
Is it now?
Oh yeah.
Oh, while you were talking about pie,
Yeah.
pumpkin pie, not just turkey as a meal, but then the day after turkey sandwiches.
Oh yeah, turkey sandwiches. Yeah. Those are
like
even
for some people that don't know, like the dark meat is what you eat on Thanksgiving, Christmas, but then the days after you eat the white meat with mayonnaise and bread, and it's just like it just changes everything. It is a game changer.
I would say turkey as a whole is kind of something that's unique to America.
That's
like
true. I would agree with that. Turkey
just that, like having any kind of turkey, anything. Like the fact that we have so much turkey, we can turn it into bacon. It's like, it's like, yeah, that's a pretty American thing. What about Cajun? Do you think Cajun should classify?
No, I don't know, like, cause that whole area's it's like a whole nother, like we talked about before, a culture within a culture.
Yeah. Like that's the
Cajun.
Louisiana like area. Yeah. And
Down
not everybody's gonna
valley.
eat. Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know because I feel like peach cobbler is definitely something that everybody would eat, but pumpkin pie not so much. Peanut butter and jelly.
Remember,
pretty much.
1 out of 2 Americans have never tried it, so don't say that.
I'm pretty sure 1 out of 2. I'm pretty sure 1 out of 2 Americans also has something wrong with their memory. So that's, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I go for that.
But then like with Cajun, like not everybody like it's gonna be like a Southern thing. Like it's like there might be some Northerners who enjoy some Cajun here and there, but for the most part, it's a Southern type of deal. Speaking of Cajun, like one of the things that they eat here is they like crabs here as well, and generally during the Spring Festival celebration, they will eat crab.
Crab! I was like crabs.
Oh yeah, crab. Yeah. They'll go out and they'll like get dogs to like poop. No, not crab. Crab. But I don't eat the crab here because like I've had Cajun crab before. Like I've gone to like I don't know if it's like a New Orleans or a Louisiana style like cookout, and I've had the crabs there. There's no way. There's been nothing that's compared. And so like anytime I eat it here, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want it. Like plus it's too much work. You got to open it up, and it doesn't have that much flavor. And I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to. I'll stay away from that. What about s'mores? You think that's something that could be considered a cultural food?
Yeah, go for s'mores.
How about buffalo wings?
Definitely buffalo wings.
Yep. I think everybody across the board likes buffalo wings. Like I think again, not to say like everybody in the U.S. is going to be a buffalo wing eater, but I think that's kind of a common one. One that's on here was cornbread, and yes, while I do believe that cornbread is a cultural food, you're very rarely going to see it in the North. Like I don't think them Northerners know much or really care about cornbread as much as them Southerners do. Especially because like in the South you've got that barbecue, and that barbecue has to have cornbread with it normally. Like you can't really get away from that. But yeah, like I think that's another one that's kind of like.
I mean, something. My wife likes to make, and he has pinto beans for cornbread.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like I'm just telling you, I think that's a Southern thing. I don't think I remember.
Country ham.
Country ham. Yep. They've got another one on here, biscuits and gravy. I still think that's a Southern thing. Like I don't I don't imagine. I mean, biscuits, maybe biscuits. Maybe.
I mean, McDonald's has a biscuits and gravy, so you can get that pretty much anywhere in the U.S.
Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, then again, like, I mean, yeah. I guess it's a valid point. But I think biscuits as a whole. I think you can say biscuits could be a cultural food, like having biscuits. Just because of the fact that like you could have like dinner biscuits, you could have breakfast biscuits. You know, it's just across the board. Bread. Can we just say bread? I don't know if bread's just allowed. Like, cause like having bread type of things, like sandwiches, even sandwiches. Like sandwiches are just an American thing. I feel like not to sit there and say other countries don't do sandwiches, but it's like we try and throw plenty of things into sandwiches. We're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's take that turkey that we use on Thanksgiving. Let's throw that into a sandwich. We'll call it good. You know, that kind of thing. Is that ham? How do you normally eat the ham?
How about this one? Deviled eggs.
Did you not hear me say deviled eggs earlier?
I'm not gonna lie.
You ain't listening.
Well, 1 out of 2 people have ADHD in America too.
I mean, technically, 2 out of 2 people have ADHD, like on this podcast.
100% of people.
Plus, actually, I'll say this: I think you just got ADD. I don't think there's no H in there. I don't think there's a hyperactive. Like you're like kind of like.
Oh, so we're going with the fat joke.
No. Listen, we are talking about food. We're a couple of fat boys talking about food. But besides that, I'm talking hyperactive doesn't have to. Hyperactive doesn't mean that it's like you are active, that you're like an overly active person.
I feel like if anybody's watching this, did you not take that as a fat joke? That was a fat comment.
What?
He's like, you're not really hyperactive. Oh,
anybody who knows what ADHD stands for.
You're not active, much less hyperactive.
Well, I mean, you can take it that way if you want, but anybody who's listening who knows what the acronym ADHD actually stands for versus ADD, they would probably agree with me and be like, oh yeah, no, Andrew's more ADD, Nick's more ADHD. So yeah.
How about a Monte Cristo?
What is a Monte Cristo?
It is a deep fried club sandwich. So it's like ham, cheese, lettuce, deep fried.
How do you deep fry a sandwich?
Even better, it's still cold when it gets there. The outside's hot, the inside's cold.
What?
Had it one time, never tried again.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I don't know, it's weird. It was something else. Yeah, Monte Cristo. Look at that. This is crazy.
Monte Cristo, man.
I mean, some people come up with some off the wall stuff.
I mean, I will say, oh, you know what? Actually, going back to a cultural food, funnel cakes.
Who?
Funnel cakes.
That sounds delicious.
The question is that like, do the Northerners do it as well? Like, cause I know it's definitely like you get those state fairs and people like. I assume the state fairs in like New York and Massachusetts and all of them, and like Illinois and Pennsylvania and all that. I'm sure that they have them and stuff like that. But do they do they enjoy them? Do they want to eat them? And so, but I think funnel cakes would be, or any kind of circus, or not circus food, but any kind of like state fair food, like fried anything, fried pickles. Fried pickles. Yeah, man.
Have
you had fried pickles?
No.
Fried Oreos? No. You've never... Wait. You tell me you never had beach cobbler and you never had fried pickles.
Are you talking about like pickle chips?
Yeah, you don't like pickles. Never mind. I forgot that.
Are you talking about like chips, like fried pickles?
Yeah. Like they put them in some kind of batter and then they fry them.
But it's like chopped up in the chip size.
There are different ways of getting fried pickles.
Yeah,
like some of them.
Yeah, I've had that.
Okay, do you like them?
I mean, they're not bad.
Okay. Because I know, like whenever you have like pickles on your burgers, you hate them.
I mean, if I have, oh yeah, no, there's a difference here. You know, it's like, you know, that's kind of like a added bonus. But how about, it's kind of like the Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I like the pickle juice on my sandwich, but I don't like pickles.
Interesting. Do you like pickle juice as a whole?
I'm not gonna sit there and drink it. That would be weird. But I mean,
Dude, there's
the
some
flavoring
there's some,
it adds to the sandwich. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I've had some weirdos. I'm not going to call them out on this. I mean, they might know if they ever watch this. They might know who they are. But I had some people that I spent a lot of time with, and they would freeze pickle juice in like the little like popsicle things, and then they would like have them frozen, like you would have frozen pickle juice. For me, if anything's frozen, I want it to be sweet. I don't want it to be savory. Like, I don't think I ever want anything frozen that's savory. And so, like, pickle juice to me, I'm like, while it may be delicious and stuff like that, it was basically for, like, preventing yourself from being dehydrated kind of thing. Like making yourself, I don't know, something along those lines. But basically, they would do it during, like, I think it was, like, baseball season. They would do it during baseball season, and they would have, frozen popsicle sticks. Pickle sticks, I guess you could call them, but it was gross. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a big fat negative for me.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, what do you put on your rice in China when you eat it?
So, actually, okay, you'll find this weird. So, when you eat rice in China, generally it's not you're not just eating rice. You're eating other dishes with it. So you're like taking the dishes and you're putting it on your rice, and then you're kind of like eating the dish and the rice together at the same time. And so generally I know, like in the States, like generally we'll put butter and salt, or if you happen to be because you could also do this, you could put butter and like sugar and cinnamon on it. Like that's pretty good. Dude, go ahead.
Butter, Parmesan cheese.
So give me your final pick. What would you classify as a cultural food for yourself?
Well, my favorite's coffee, but I'm gonna say turkey's probably like the most cultural food I can think. I mean, that's been there since day one.
Yep. So turkey, yeah, I would. So I'll go hot dogs or apple pie. I think you can't.
Sausage, Polish sausage. Wait, that's from Polish.
It's in the name.
Kosher sausage. Nope, that's Jewish. I'm sorry.
So, anyway, let us know what you think in the comments below. Let us know what you think is a cultural food. We'd love to hear if you guys agree or disagree. We want to hear from you. Thanks for listening. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell. That way you're notified. Leave us a like. And if you're listening on your podcasting app, leave us a 5-star review. Click the subscribe button. And I'm Nick.
I'm Andrew.
And as always,
you have an open invitation to our conversation.
Bye-bye.